Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2013 City of Nogales State of the City Address. We'd like to thank all of you for coming this beautiful morning. As always, this time of year we have beautiful weather, and it's great that you all can come out and support the city in this endeavor today. I would like to first of all just start off. If you haven't been able to look around in the back of the room, all of our different departments have put on their successes during 2012 and their goals for 2013. So please take a look at that. As well, we have a PowerPoint presentation over here showing pictures from many of the activities during the last 12 months. So please enjoy that. There are also restrooms over here to my left, to your right. We would especially like to welcome all elected officials who are joining us today, either from the city or the county or internationally. If you are an elected official, would you please stand so that you may be recognized? Thank you and welcome. We'd also like to draw your attention, if you weren't able to get one of these community guides. This is a great little pamphlet that has lots of information for you, for your neighbors, for your family. So please, if you didn't pick one up on your way in, if there are still some more, pick one up on your way out. We would like to begin our ceremonies today with a rendition of the national anthem by Bridget Murrieta. If you could all please stand. Thank you very much. Please be seated. We will now have an invocation by our city manager, Mr. Shane Dillon.
Our most kind and gracious Father in heaven, we're so grateful for this opportunity to gather together as a community of friends, family. We're grateful for this community provides us a well-rounded place to live, work, and play. We're grateful that has smiled upon us and has given us such wonderful blessings as a community. We are strong and we are looking forward to a bright future. We're grateful for our local government and our leaders. We ask you to bless them, inspire them, help them to make good decisions on our behalf. We us as a community so that we may face with confidence any challenge that may come into our path. Grateful for this wonderful weather. We pray for these things humbly in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Thank you. Now I have the wonderful pleasure of introducing our speaker today, our Mayor, Arturo Garino. Arturo Garino was born and raised in Nogales, Arizona. Mayor Garino is a Vietnam veteran and is a former firefighter, law enforcement officer, and public works director. He was elected mayor for the city of Nogales, Arizona in November 2010, after previously serving as city councilman for 4 years and as vice mayor for 2 years. Mayor Garino is a board member of the Border Mayors Association, serves on the executive board of the Southeastern Arizona Government's Organization, the Greater Nogales-Santa Cruz County Port Authority, and is a former member of the Security Environmental Transportation Fund Board. In 2011, Mayor Garino was appointed to the Southwest Border Task Force under the Homeland Security Advisory Council on Trade and Security by Secretary Janet Napolitano. Mayor Garino has worked hard to promote Nogales and the entire border region. 1 month into his term as mayor, along with Mayor Jose Angel Hernandez Barajas of Nogales, Sonora, Mexico, signed the historic document Sisterhood Agreement. By signing the Sisterhood Agreement, both mayors created a partnership between both sides of the border to work together on issues such as trade and commerce, education, and border security. Since then, Mayor Garino has hosted a congressional meeting to educate government officials in Washington, D.C. and Phoenix on the importance of Nogales and the importance its ports play in the state economy as well as the rest of the country. For his efforts in 2011, Mayor Garino received the White House Champions of Change Award for rising up to the challenges of the 21st century by encouraging and supporting local job growth in Nogales, cross-border trade, and for helping build a positive image for the border region. In 2012, Mayor Garino received the Arizona-Mexico Commission Tony Centosimo Award, an award named after the first executive director of the commission, which is given exclusively to individuals who embody what the commission strives to accomplish. Mayor Arturo Garino believes in building strong relationships with our neighbors to the south, which in turn strengthens the economy not only of Nogales, but of the entire state of Arizona. In the mayor's words, Ambos Nogales is a city of 400,000 divided by a fence. Nogales, Arizona is a great little place to be, and is where you are among friends. Mr. Garino is joined today by his lovely wife. Please help me introduce our mayor, Arturo Garino.
Before I get started, I just want to say, Señor Presidente, muchas gracias por estar con nosotros aquí. It's very important to me that he's with us right now. That shows the unity between both cities and how important it is for the trade between the state of Sonora and the state of Arizona. Y como todo el tiempo, señor Presidente, usted es mi amigo y cuenta conmigo por cualquier cosa. Muchas gracias. This morning started like every morning for me. I got up at 4:45, ran 5 miles. Wait a minute, come on, Mr. Zimmerman. ran 5 miles. After I finished my 5-mile run, I went home and drank a cup of coffee and did about 100 push-ups, sit-ups. And then I went in the shower to get ready for the State of the City address. And I noticed that while I was running, it was such a beautiful day. And I turned around and I told my wife, you know what? Today, I'm not going to use any gel. You understand that, don't you? Well, we'll get started. The State of the City addresses basically information for the community, not only for Nogales, but also you can consider information for our county. Because the relations that we've been building in the past year with Santa Cruz County and that partnership, it's going to be something that in the long run, we're going to be talking in unity when it comes to doing work and working for our constituents and for our county and our city. I'm going to start by talking about Public Works, the Public Works Department. We have, if you noticed, in the past year, the improvements in capital improvement. We've done Morley Avenue, which is complete now. We've done Calle Martinez, Colbert, Paseo Contento. We've done Fraser, Briggs, Panas, and all those streets are actually in the Villa Coronado, which those streets were probably paved maybe about 50 years ago. And the infrastructure within those streets, what I mean by infrastructure, I'm talking about sewer and I'm talking about water, was also installed to improve the quality of life of those people and the image of our city. Same thing was done for Morley Avenue. We did the services and the water for that street, and it was done in 2 phases. Phase 1 was done, the downtown area was done while I was a city councilman, and then the second phase, the big one, was started when we came into office 2 years ago. And then from there, we jumped to Walnut Street. Right now, as you notice, Walnut Street is going through the infrastructure phase, and also is going into the paving phase of it. We did the second block of Terrace Avenue to complete the first enhancement project for the first block pedestrian walkway. Then we did the entrance of Meadow Hills, which are the improvements. The work that we're going to be doing within the next year or so, and believe me, this is, I'm talking in a year or so, we're going to start with Bankert Avenue. That's going to be probably worked on and hopefully completed within the next 2 months. We're going to be going to Calle Sonora. We're going to be going to do part of Nelson, behind Nelson, and we're going to do one of the streets that's probably 60 years or so, or maybe over 50 years or so, that the last time it was paved. It's Calle Portrero. The infrastructure, the sewer lines were installed on that already, so we're going to be doing that within the next year. We're talking to the tune of $8.1 million that we've done already. Comparing to the year 2000, between 2000 and 2008, to $4 million, in 1 year's time, we'd spent $8.1 million in infrastructure in our streets to beautify our city and to improve the quality of life for everybody. Street lighting. We've talked about that, and I know there's probably people in the audience right now that are concerned about that. We've turned on the majority of the street lights that were turned off in the previous administration, which there were 480 lights turned off. We've turned over, I think it was 379 lights. Some of the lights that weren't turned on were actually lights that were facing into private property. That's why we didn't turn those lights on. I know there's some people in the audience that I've talked to and in the past that feel that their light hasn't been turned on. I'm telling you right now, if it's one of the lights that's on the list and it hasn't been turned on, we will be turning it on. And I know you're very interested on that. And I had to throw that in there. Usually I don't like to talk about lights because it's really something that was there and it was just taken away from the community. And those issues we should be talking about. If we're going to be talking about improvements, we should be talking about new infrastructure. But I figure I'd say that, and I know a couple of you watching me right now very carefully with that issue. I have one to my right and one to my left. I'm watching you too. And I already mentioned the future investment on our streets. Those streets that I just commented on, the 5 streets, we're hoping that we can get them complete. If not, by the end of the year, at least by next year at the same time. So that is something very good. Right now we have a great opportunity for infrastructure. With the overweight vehicles coming in from Mexico, we get 25% of the cost of that fee. if everything works correctly, that 25% could be to the tune of $925,000 a year. That's to be used for infrastructure. That's to be used from curb to curb to pave our streets. So that is very important. That is something that you should know as a community, where the opportunities and where the funds could be coming in. That's not including what we do receive from the HERF funds to manage our public works department. In the police department, I'm going to be on this. This is very good, and this is very close to my heart. The police department has been doing a great job. We can honestly say right now that in Part 1 and Part 2 crimes, we have dropped tremendously compared to any community in the state of Arizona, and let alone communities along the border where supposedly we're not safe. On Part 1 crimes, we've dropped 41%. Part 1 could be anywhere from homicide to arson. Part 2 crimes could be anything from arson to just going to the burglaries or stuff like that. That would drop down 19% to the total of 11% completely. That is very important, because that assures you that you're in a safe community, and also assures anybody that wants to locate and come and do business in Nogales that we are a safe community to live in. With all the uniforms you see in this room right now, and all the colors, these partnerships, these organizations have worked very closely together to make sure that this is done. And I'm talking about Border Patrol, I'm talking about Customs and Border Protection, and our police department. That is in the Sheriff's Department, of course. That is important for our community. Always remember that. In the fire department, I'm very proud of the fire department. The fire department is actually our component of community outreach. They do almost anything that's asked of them by the community. They go to our schools, they teach our children CPR, they teach our children anything that has to do with fire. They go and teach people using fire extinguishers. They also teach them, and they also support people with smoke alarms and detectors for their homes. They're a component of our community outreach part of it, and plus all the work that they do with the ambulance service and protecting us with the fires and all the other issues that have to do by responding to the police department's incidents. And they both work so close together that sometimes people say, why does an ambulance respond with a fire truck and then 2 police officers? Well, you have to understand, sometimes we don't know if they're responding to an accident, a vehicle accident. Will there be an incident that the fire truck is needed because of the accident, that they need to cut the power to the vehicle, the gasoline that's being spilled? Not only is there a patient involved, but there's also a possibility of a fire. And the police respond to protect the firefighters from vehicles and whatever happened with an accident, and then overall completing it with the investigation of the traffic accident. So if you ever see that happen, think about it. That's the reason they're responding in that fashion. I know it looks, why are they all, because there's always a fire truck and there's always an ambulance together, but that's the reason they do that. The library. Well, the library, I have very little to say. I wish I could go there more often. But the library, as you know, has new computers. The work that they do for the community is unbelievable. And we're just hoping right now that with the county and the city working together and building these partnerships, that we will not lose that part of our city that we should, as a service, give to our community. But I want to thank Suzanne. Great job you're doing there. Thank you very much. And then recreation. I was going to hold recreation for the very end, because there's something that recreation is going to be tasked to do this year that was lost several years back. when I was Public Works Director, there was a program. It was Health and Wellness, a committee, the Advocacy Committee. And it was done through Carondelet, through the city of Nogales, and the county, and our recreation department. And just what it says, health and wellness. And it was to be able to create bicycle routes within our community. Create trails, walking trails, exercise stations in the trails for the healthy part of the community, for our children and for the adults. I'm talking 11 years ago. And it went away. It went away, but it's coming back. And it's coming back this year. We're going to create that committee, and we're going to be partnering with Carondelet and all the health services in the community and the county. I know there's no supervisors here right now, but I'm telling you that there will be a part of our next session. We'll be talking about that because we need to do this for our community. There's a lot of people that want to walk trails and walk safely, and there are also a lot of people that ride bicycles, and we need to do that too for our community. So we're going to be doing that. And plus in recreation, as you know, we just completed our soccer field. 12 years ago, I graded that hill on top, right behind us, 12 years ago. Three administrations, y nada. Nada. And when I said I'm going to come in as mayor, we're going to finish it, thanks to City Council and all the representatives and staff, to the tune of close to $200,000. We have a playing soccer field for adults and our AYSO children. And around that soccer field, on April the 20th, on Arbor Day, we're going to be planting trees with the children of Nogales. And if anybody is, you're all welcome to be part of it. And we're also going to start our first trail around the park, so around the soccer field for people that don't want to watch the soccer. They can walk around the trail and also exercise. And then we're going to have on Cinco de Mayo our second annual binational soccer tournament that is done by our consul, Basipuente, and we're going to beat Nogales, Sonora again. Señor Presidente, se va a tener que poner los tenis. Bueno, vamos a ganar. So those are highlights of our departments. Now, one thing I want to say before I continue with some more information, I just want to say, I want to thank the City Council, the members of the City Council that are here with us, the Vice Mayor, Mr. Menendez Lopez, for all her efforts in culture in our city. Our new Councilman, Joe Acosta, thank you very much, Jose Diaz, also a very good councilman and a veteran of our city. Gilly, our city manager. Mr. Kissinger is not sitting there, but I also want to thank Mr. Kissinger, and I want to thank our judge, Judge Galindo, thank you very much, and our city attorney, Joe Machado, and all the staff of the city of Nogales. The reason I didn't want to mention them prior is because everything I have just said was done by these employees and this staff and these people in our city. And that sign you see, and the sign that I put up on my inaugural, where it says, "A government you can trust," this is your government you can trust. Thank you. Now, some of the highlights that I have are, we had a trade summit last year. It was very successful. And this was done through Siegel, the county, and ourselves in the city to promote binational trade with Mexico and to also try to bring businesses to locate in our city to employ our citizens and to improve our economy. We're going to have our second one on April the 26th. It was so successful, and people have been calling a representative from Economic Development in Segal, and they've been saying, you know what, when we're going to have it. So instead of going to the fall, we're going to do it in the spring. So this is going to be, and it's going to be held at Rio Rico this time. So another feather for our city here to improve the economy of our city. Another thing, you guys know that Hangover 3 was in Nogales, right? Cameo appearance, right? All right, so if you see me in the red carpet, going for an Oscar, hey, it was only a second. No, we're just hoping that they didn't cut it. But over 300 people from Nogales were part of that movie. So when it comes out, keep an eye. You might see some friends there. It'll be coming out in May. So that was another highlight for our city. The joint meetings with the county. That is a highlight for our city and for the county. 4 years as city council, 2 years as vice mayor, not one meeting. We've already had our first. We're going to be having ones quarterly. And not only that, another highlight. Presidente from Nogales, Sonora, Guzman, and myself, and the people at the Port Authority, at the Port Nogales, the director and Customs and Border Protection, we meet every 2 months now to discuss issues about Nogales, Sonora, and Nogales, Arizona, and also the issues of the people and the wait times and everything that happens along the border. Both of us are working very hard to assure that that trade and that those lines are reduced with time. They have issues, a lot of issues, when it comes to the certain festive events that they have in Mexico that creates a lot of trade and a lot of cross-border people, pedestrians, and cars. We discussed those issues, and the people at Customs and Border Protection are helping us a lot on that. And that I commend Señor Presidente for helping that and being part of that. That's something that is commended in both cities to do that. That's a highlight. Another highlight. All the years that I can remember, and these are 12 years that I've been part of the city and the capacity of being able to address issues with Segal. In all the years that I can remember, never has Nogales and Segal been in meetings and partnered with MAG and PAG. MAG is the Mariposa Association of Governments, and PAG is Pima County Association of Governments. And these are all those counties up there with the power and the money to help with the infrastructure of rural communities. And now we meet with them. Now we're part of them. Now we're part of the Sun Corridor. Now they think of us. Now they look south of Phoenix to look at Nogales. That's what we need to do. That was part of image building. And it's taken a year prior to the past year. And this information that I'm giving you right now is just this past year. So those are the improvements. Those are the things that we've been doing as administration and as members of the City Council. And those will bring us those opportunities for trade also. Because they're looking, Maricopa's looking for the opportunities to build that bridge. The other one is a white paper. Very few people know about it, but I'm sure you've heard about it. That's a white paper that was drafted by Aaron White and was presented to the City Council. Aaron White, by the way, is our analyst in the city, for a congressional delegation. Political alignment. That's where we're going. We need to be aligned politically to be able to have the proper trade and to be able to have the funding for infrastructure along the border. We're aligned with freeways. We're aligned with from the center of Mexico all the way to Alberta, Canada, because of the Canada-Mex corridor. We're aligned. But politically, we're not aligned. We're not on the same page. If we can be successful with this white paper, we can get this congressional delegation to come to Nogales and sit down and listen to us and be partners and built that partnership with them, and I'm talking from the federal government to the state, to the county, to the city. This is what we're going to be doing. And then, I already spoke about the soccer field. Soon, I plan, and I'm glad I have Mr. Zimmerman here, and I have Mr. Barona here. Soon, I plan to visit the school board meeting. And we want to continue with our health and wellness program, creating or building another soccer field with our assistance and your field that you have, hopefully in the back of Challenger School. You have a field there that's vacant, it's not being used. I want to go there and just give you a heads up so that we can partner for that, and I think it'll be very important for us to do this together. That'll be another field. Thank you very much. And then you heard of a minor league baseball team. Well, let's cross our fingers. Up to now, everything's working good. We got that partnership together with the Little League, the Kino League, the Veterano League, and the professional team, to be able to have that scheduling conflict that was there, to be able to have that opportunity to play. Now, the league is successful with their sponsoring and everything that's going on right now. It looks like they are. We will be having a minor league baseball team. That is image building for our city. That's where the direction we got to go. And then, of course, we had some delays, but delays are good because all it does is it plans and makes things better and stronger. We've had some delays on the Mingus Memorial project. We're going to be starting on that pretty soon within the next 2 weeks. And that's, as you know, is located around the corner of Bejarano and Western Avenue. That is a very good image building project. That is a memorial for somebody that was born in Nogales and actually started image building back then when he was here, and his parents were here in Nogales with Camp Little. So we're going to complete that, and we're going to work very hard. It's a public-private funding, and the Mingus Foundation is trying to get some funding for it, and I think they've managed to get some. We as a city, we're going to get it going with the construction and getting some people, volunteers, to be able to be part of this. And hopefully next year's State of the City, that is finished. And it's not, I'm talking about not finished that day, but finished this year. So I can comment on that next year. Now we go to the vision. This is very important. You know, I was thinking about it, and I attended a meeting yesterday with the school superintendent, Bill Velasquez, and education, and it was a forum actually. And how important it is for our students, our kids, to be able to learn and to get to that capacity. But you know, I'm not talking about just the capacity to go from one grade to the other. To manage to get to the point that they get an education, that they can go into business. And it was very moving, and it was to me, because I met one person there. I'll talk about that person in a little while. But Mr. Zimmerman said some words from his heart yesterday, and it's true. You know, a lot of things start at home. They don't start at the schools. You know, teachers shouldn't be babysitters. It's up to you, and it's up to our community to have the children and our kids to go to school, to prepare them to go to school, and for them to be able to absorb as much information and education from our teachers. You know, and we always put our teachers in a position that, you know, we always blame them for everything. The blame shouldn't be there. The blame, you know, we have to look at it, let's blame ourselves first. Por su casa primero, como dicen. Always. So that right there was something that if you look at it, vision. Is there a vision in our schools? Of course there's a vision in our schools, in our districts. Is there a vision for our Santa Cruz County government? Of course, they have a vision too. Is there a vision for health services in our city? Our hospitals, our clinics, do they have a vision? Of course they do. Of course they have a vision. Does the city of Nogales, our government, do they have a vision? Of course we have a vision. But the important thing here is not only vision, it's commitment. Is commitment. Are we committed to take this vision and this goal and really make something of it? And this is what we're going to be working on as the city of Nogales. And I can assure you that the members of the city council and the staff of the city of Nogales have that vision, that commitment, and that goal in mind. We will commit ourselves to doing everything, and we will complete everything. Is there room for improvement? Yes. A lot of room for improvement in every level of government. But we have to accept it. If somebody tells you, you know what? You're failing in this area. Well, let's work on it and tell me what it is so I can do better. And I'm not talking about just the members of the council and the staff in the city of Nogales. When I came into office as mayor, I said the buck stops with me. And believe me, you blame everything on me. Go ahead. That's all right. Because it does stop with me. I tell that to everybody. Why? Because I will respond. I will respond with a message. I will respond with action. And that's the vision. That's that commitment that we have to do. And I know the Nogales had issues in the past, and I know they want to fix a lot of these things. It's been brought to my attention from people that we need to build a hospital, we need to do this. Yes, we do. But do we have a good hospital? Yes, we do. Do we have a sound government? Yes, we do. Do we have good education? Yes, we do. Now with that, is that good image building? Are those good opportunities for somebody to relocate their business to the city of Nogales? Yes, it is. And it takes you. It takes you and this government to be able to be successful with this. Y una cosa que les quiero decir, lo comenté, iba a hablar un poquito de español. Tengo mis amiguitas de las casitas Santa Cruz aquí con nosotros. Y eso no podemos dejar nosotros sin ver, sin pensar, sin ayudar. Las personas de tercera edad. Tenemos que trabajar como gobiernos, tenemos que trabajar como ciudad para ayudarles a ellos. Empezamos primero con nuestros hijos y todo el tiempo terminamos con la edad. Hay que trabajar en eso, hay que pensar así. Yo quisiera que todos se salieran de este cuarto cuando salieran ahora y piensen de esa manera. ¿Vamos a llegar a esa edad todos? No sé. Pero yo les digo ahorita, yo tengo una fila ya completa que están en esa edad o en esa necesidad. Hay que trabajar para ayudarles. Otro comentario que quiero hacer es, son increíbles las relaciones que tenemos ahorita con Nogales, Sonora. Es increíble. Tenemos un buen amigo, el presidente Guzmán. Y, by the way, Juan Pablo, te mandó saludos el muñeco. Luego te cuento quién es. Tiene unas uñotas. Es todo lo que te puedo decir, Juan Pablo. Juan Pablo no tiene miedo a los grandes. Pero esa amistad que tenemos con Nogales, Sonora, y las oportunidades para lograr un desarrollo económico en nuestra frontera, no sé por qué no se ha hecho. De veras, voy a Phoenix, voy a El Paso, hablamos de ciertas cosas y digo yo, bueno, ¿dónde estaba Nogales hace 10 años? ¿A dónde estaba Nogales hace 5 años? ¿A dónde estaba Nogales hace 20 años? Porque tengo amigos en Hermosillo, tengo amigos en diferentes partes que tienen negocios y me dicen, no hay por qué Nogales no pudiera estar como El Paso y Tijuana, con el negocio y el desarrollo y las oportunidades de gobiernos. No hay por qué. Pero se los digo desde ahorita, para allá vamos. Para allá vamos. Y esto todo se ha logrado en los últimos 2 años de mi administración. El trabajo. El trabajo se empezó desde el momento que entré y no va a parar. Vamos a seguir. Y estoy hablando de todo de lo que comenté ahorita. Y les aseguro que no nomás de los ustedes que están aquí, pero les aseguro que de los que van a oír por vía de la televisión y por cualquier programa, esto, el periódico, lo que sea, les aseguro que mañana voy a tener otro problema. Voy a tener otra persona que va a decir, me falta esto, me falta el otro. No le hace. Mi oficina está abierta, mi teléfono se los doy a todos, y ¿sabes qué? Yo les doy hasta el celular mío. A mí me hablan a todas horas. Y a nadie le cuelgo el teléfono y a todos les contesto el teléfono. Y eso cuenten conmigo. Porque esta información que yo uso, se la doy al manejador de la ciudad. Si es necesario, se la doy al licenciado, al abogado de la ciudad. Y si es necesario, se la doy al juez de la ciudad. Y te aseguro que los regidores todo el tiempo ven las mismas cosas. Señora Meléndez López, ella también nació. Ella le gusta mucho. A ella le hablan mucho también. Pero yo lo que quiero hacer, antes de terminar con todo esto, ayer conocí una persona, cuando me invitaron al forum de Alfredo Velázquez, Jorge Ruiz. Él trabaja con nuestros hijos, con jovencitos. He creates partnerships to help our children, to help issues, educates. Y una de las cosas que tuve una plática con él es, recuérdate lo que te dije, cuando sueñas despierto, tienes destino. I want to thank you very much and have a good day. Antes de que nos vayamos a echarnos un taquito, les dije que me levanté a las 5 para correr, ¿no? Mi esposa se levantó a las 3 para hacer la comida. Por hecho, por favor, Ivana, tenemos una montañita y